Welcome to today's explainer. So, have you ever fully committed to a popular, highly recommended healthy diet, only to find that it literally just doesn't work for you? Like, you're following all the rules to the letter, but instead of feeling energized and amazing, you just feel completely off. It's such a universal struggle, right? Well, today we're going to dive into a super fascinating cultural framework that explains exactly why this happens.
Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever felt super sluggish or just uncomfortable after eating a supposed superfood? In a lot of Western dietary practices, the baseline assumption is that a healthy food is healthy for everyone across the board. But what if one size truly does not fit all? What if a food that acts like medicine for your best friend is actually working against your specific biology?
All right, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, beyond basic nutrients. Second, the four body types. Third, Taeyang and Taeum. Fourth, Soyang and Soeum. Fifth, essential food vocabulary. And finally, finding your true constitution.
Section 1. Beyond basic nutrients.
Let's kick things off with what we already know. We're all pretty familiar with these universal building blocks. In Korean, these are called the ode 영양소, the 5 essential nutrients. You've got your fats, or jibang, like butter and oil, vitamins, or vitamin, found in spinach and oranges, minerals, which is mugijil, in things like milk and cheese, proteins, 단백질, in beef and tofu, and of course carbohydrates, 탄수화물, like rice and potatoes. This is the foundational science of food we all learn. But in traditional Korean culture, this is really just scratching the surface. Usually, when we talk about standard nutrition in Korean, you might say a certain food is 영양분이 풍부하다, meaning it's incredibly rich in nutrients. Or, we obsess over the nutrition label to see if it's 열량이 높다 or 낮다, high or low in calories. And hey, that's great for tracking your basic intake, but traditional Korean medicine actually takes a completely different, intensely personalized approach to health.
Section 2. The 4 body types.
Okay, so here is the absolute game-changer concept, chejil. Chejil translates roughly to your physical constitution or your body type, and it's the core philosophy that dictates how your specific body reacts to the environment around you, and most importantly, how it reacts to the food you put in it. Think of it as the ultimate personalized health metric. This all stems from Sasang medicine, which basically divides humanity into 4 distinct constitutions. You have the Taeyangin, Taeumin, Soyangin, and Soeumin. According to this framework, every single person on Earth falls into one of these 4 categories, and each one is defined by totally different organ strengths, body shapes, and even temperaments.
Section 3. Taeyang and Taeum.
Let's look at the first 2, and actually let's turn this into a bit of a self-assessment for you. Do you relate more to physical extremes? For instance, Taeyangin types are known for having really strong lungs, but weaker livers, and they often have a broader upper body. Taeumin types are the exact opposite, strong livers, weaker lungs, and generally a larger bone structure. Take a look at these 2 Korean phrases. 나는 몸이 찬 편이다 means I have a cold body type. This is a classic trait of the Soeumin, who often have weaker digestion and literally need warm foods to function well. On the flip side, 나는 대위를 많이 탄다 means I get hot easily. So Soyangin types tend to run hot, so they really benefit from cooling foods. These are major physical tells for how your body processes energy.
Section 4. Soyang and Soum.
So identifying your specific traits directly dictates what should actually go on your plate. There's a great sentence from our source material that captures the absolute essence of this. 사람마다 체질이 다르기 때문에 몸에 맞는 음식도 다를 수 있습니다. Basically, because every person's constitution is different, the foods that are suitable for their body are also going to be different. It makes total sense, right? If you have a cold body type, forcing down a massive raw salad, which is fundamentally a cooling food, might actually drain your energy, even though salads are globally praised as the ultimate healthy meal.
Section 5. Essential food vocabulary.
If you actually want to start eating according to your chejil, you've got to know these essential Korean words. First up is boyangshik. This translates to health food, but it's very specifically an invigorating food eaten to restore lost energy. A famous example in Korea is samgyetang, which is a piping hot ginseng chicken soup. And get this, it is famously eaten during the absolute hottest days of the summer. The whole idea is to fight heat with heat, replenishing the deep energy that the harsh summer sun just totally drains out of you. Next up is balyo shikpum, meaning fermented food. This is a massive, absolutely crucial pillar of the Korean diet. Traditional staples like kimchi, which is fermented cabbage, and doenjang, fermented soybean paste, fall right into this category. They are incredible for your digestion and gut health, and they uniquely complement various body constitutions.
It's also super interesting to contrast chaeshik, a vegetarian diet, with yuksik, a meat-based diet. In the Western world, we constantly debate which one of these is universally better for humans. But in Sasang medicine, the answer depends entirely on your chejil. A Taeumin who generally has weaker lungs but a super strong liver might absolutely thrive on a grounding, meat-heavy yuksik diet. Meanwhile, other constitutions might desperately need a plant-heavy chaeshik diet just to maintain their baseline balance. Now, regardless of whether you are a Taeyangin or a Soeumin, there is one universal rule across the board. You have to avoid penchik. Kenchik means picky eating or just having a really unbalanced diet. Because look, even if you're hyper-focused on eating foods that are great for your specific constitution, you still need to eat a well-rounded variety of those foods to make sure you're hitting all those basic nutrients we talked about earlier. And finally, we have sigyok, which just means appetite. Knowing your constitution can genuinely help you manage your sigyok. For instance, if you're feeling under the weather and you've completely lost your appetite, understanding your body type helps you choose the exact right stimulating ingredients. Maybe it's a specific spicy food or a certain warm broth to safely and effectively bring that appetite back online.
Section 6. Finding your true constitution.
Let's bring all this cultural wisdom and our new vocabulary together. The absolute biggest takeaway here is that true health isn't just mindlessly counting calories or forcing down a generic list of superfoods. It's a highly active, personalized process. First, assess your physical traits. Do you generally run hot or cold? Second, always avoid poyanshik, that unbalanced, picky eating. And third, seek out your personal boyanshik, the specific health foods that restore your unique, individual energy levels. When you combine these concepts, you're not just eating anymore. You're eating with absolute, targeted purpose.
So I want to leave you with this question. Which constitution do you actually think you are? Are you a Taeyangin, a Taeumin, a Soyangin, or a Soeumin? Over the next few days, really take some time to observe how your body reacts to different foods and temperatures. See if you can figure out your own chejil. And hey, don't forget to practice using your new Korean food vocabulary the next time you sit down for a meal. Thanks so much for exploring this with me.